we are also very glad that a person like you is heading an institution like Kalamandalam right now. So in like the brief period that you have observed Kalamandalam, what are your observations? How it's functioning? Like what is your vision for that institution?
I didn't want to talk about vision for the simple reason that I wanted to understand what the stakeholders felt. I don't believe in a top-down vision at all. So my first trip of 7 days was literally talking to every group of stakeholders, from the sweepers and the sanitation workers to the security guards, up till all the professors and the administrative staff, the non-teaching staff, the teaching staff, the students, the girls separately, girls and boys together, because I wanted to understand what they felt were the issues. And it was very interesting because, for instance, one of the women who had been a sweeper there, she's a comrade as well, she got up and said that, I've been here 19 years and nobody has asked me what I felt about the system here. Which I thought was extraordinary, because I come from a background where Papa taught us that you had to take every stakeholder group with you and that every opinion counted. So that apparently for Kalamandalam was a huge change. I think it's in a time warp. There are people of different generations who have different expectations of what teaching should be, of what the Guru Shishya Parampara is, of what the Gurukul system is, of what defines respect, of what defines discipline, and so on. And there is a huge time warp there. Even within a department, the older people and the younger people and the youngest people have very different attitudes. So I think that is something that needs to be tackled. I also found that there is a huge gender discrimination.
Okay.
So when the girls met me, the first thing they said is that we are not allowed to do this, and this, that the boys are allowed to do. Like they were not allowed to go to the canteen within the campus. They were not allowed to stay outdoors in the grounds after 6 o'clock in the evening. They had to go and shut themselves up into their rooms. They were not allowed to go into town. They had to wear an odhni. Even if they were wearing jeans and a t-shirt, they still had to wear an odhni. Things like this. And I have to tell you that I have an extraordinary team of like-minded people in the Vice Chancellor and the Registrar. Otherwise, none of this would be possible. But they think very much like me. We are very much on the same page. So I said to them that, before I go back, even after this trip, we are going to throw all these rules out. I said, if you are concerned about the safety of the girls, teach them self-defense. So we started self-defense class last week. The Kerala police is teaching them. And I said that, you have to equip people to deal with the world, not shutter them up. So before I went, we announced no odhnis. You can wear what you want. You don't have to go in at 6 o'clock. You can be anywhere on the campus that you want. You can visit the canteen whenever you want. Loud cheers. And I said to them that I will not have any kind of gender or caste discrimination. There's also a lot of caste discrimination. Because traditionally, different castes have played an instrument and not. Different castes have done Kathakali. Mostly the upper castes have done Kathakali as a performance. The Chuttikarans come from something else, And also, I was horrified to see that many of the courses are not open to girls.
Right. Yes, we did write about those.
So all of that is changing. All of that is changing.
Okay.
We are going to, from next term, all the courses are open to everybody. And we are going to try and get more women into playing Chenda and so on. The funny thing is that in the Kathakali class, there are 6 women and 1 man. So I said to the Vice Chancellor, I said, very soon, the only men in the Kathakali ensemble will be the musicians, because all the dancers playing both the men and the women will be girls, because none of the boys want to learn anymore. But it needs to be opened up. Then there is a lot of issues with the actual curriculum. So for instance, to learn the Chenda as a full-time student might take you 2 years or 3 years. But because you want to get to the MA, you are pulling that into an 8-year course. So the actual amount you need to teach is only this much. but you are stretching, which is, I mean, ridiculous. Then this whole thing about waking up at 4 o'clock. So I said, I understand that when there was no electricity, you had to catch the first morning light and so on and so forth. But why do kids have to wake up at 4 o'clock? Please explain to me scientifically. What is it that waking up at 4 o'clock does? Because those kids are exhausted. They go at 4 o'clock and I don't know what they do. They do their exercises and are walked upon or whatever. And then finally they get to their actual school at 2 in the afternoon and they just fall asleep. Which means that though they are going through school, they are actually coming out uneducated because they have slept through school.